So, welcome. My name is Dagmar Bohlmann. I'm a yoga teacher and Kripalu mindful outdoor guide. I also have a hard time sitting still, and therefore I created the 6-week Sit Spot series. It makes me sit still outside in nature. This is my kind of a meditation, because if I sit still inside on a meditation cushion, it's a little bit like a pressure cooker. But out here, I can draw into the emotion of awe and wonder and be really present in the moment and downregulate my nervous system and feel a little bit calmer afterwards. So when I re-enter into my busy world, I can show up a little bit better. You'll see my little puppy in the background taking a little walk through our backyard. So I invite you to find a spot maybe in your backyard or maybe just with a view of the outdoors. And maybe you sit on the ground or you lie down. And join me today for 30 minutes of tapping into the practice of awe and wonder. Um, the first week, we opened the doorway to attention. The second week, we found mystery in the tiny little things and the small. And today we are expanding our sense of scale, considering the vastness above and below. So let's see whether we can find the awe that comes when we experience ourselves as part of something greater. We use those two anchors, the sky above. And when you gaze up, maybe you already start noticing it's limitless, it's expansive, and it's ever changing. And then perhaps gaze down and see the earth below and notice the qualities of steadiness, grounding, feeling ancient. And then when we look down at the earth from space, we experience something like many astronauts have experienced. It's called the overview effect. And the astronaut Edgar Mitchell, who was the pilot of the lunar module in Apollo 14 in 1971, he said, "When I looked down at the Earth from space, I saw a borderless living planet, fragile, unified, and breathtaking. I felt deeply connected to all of humanity and to the earth itself." That deep connection we feel as like a cognitive shift that's reported by many astronauts. And in the 80s, author Frank White interviewed a lot of them and then coined the phrase the overview effect. That is when the divisions that we might feel when we're on Earth, they disappear, and a sense of awe and humility and interconnectedness takes over. So if you take your thumb and you stretch out your arm and you gaze at the nail of your thumb, if you're out in space from the perspective of the moon, you could cover up the entire Earth just with the nail of your thumb. So right here, right now, we can also get into this place of the overview effect, or the place of awe and wonder, without having to embark on a spaceship, simply by dropping into stillness and attention and our breath. So maybe we can then connect to the same vastness, to that same perspective, and remember that we are both small and essential, grounded and infinite. So before we begin, I invite you to take a deep breath. And then let's tune inward. Maybe you want to take one hand to your heart, and the other one to the ground, or something that touches the ground. And as you gaze in, notice what your emotional sky feels like today. Is there movement, stillness, warmth, or tension? Just make a quiet mental note of your internal state, just like you might check the sky before you step outside. Feeling into your inner weather report. We'll check in with that again at the end. But for now, let's take a few more deep breaths. And if you want to stretch your arms overhead, you can do that. Take a big inhale, and on the exhale, stretch the arms down and back, maybe gazing up on your inhale. And on your exhale, releasing the shoulders, drawing your chin in. Inhaling through your nose. Exhaling softly through your mouth. You're feeling yourself arriving in your sit spot. Allowing your body to feel a little bit more settled. And the senses, they gently open. Together with our long, slow, deep breath, we're going to move into a short guided practice, attuning ourselves both to the sky and the earth. We'll begin with the earth below. Notice where your body meets the ground. Maybe even taking your gaze slightly downward, maybe slightly in front of you, or closing your eyes if that feels right. If you feel you want to kick off your shoes so your feet make direct contact to the earth, make room for that. And then tune into the feeling of support of the earth below you. Solid. Ancient. And also alive. Millions of tiny little critters in the earth. And visualize your roots extending down into the soil. Could just be energetic roots extending down, down, and down towards the center of the earth. And then imagine this vast network of all beings on this earth rooting down, holding everything, including you, in just the right place. Right here in this moment, let yourself be grounded. Each exhale, a sense of solidity or heaviness. And now shift your gaze upward gently, or simply your inner attention upward towards the sky. Whether it's clear or cloudy, blue or golden or gray, let your awareness stretch upward into that open expanse, up and out. Really notice that it seems infinite notice the contrast between the solidity below and the spaciousness above. And breathe with both. With each inhale, feel yourself rise into the vastness of the sky, as if you're floating up, pulled by a hot air balloon. And with each exhale, feel yourself slowly dropping back into the steadiness of the earth. Repeating the rhythm with your big, long, slow inhale, a sense of expansion. And a longer, slower exhale, a sense of rooting, grounding. Allowing yourself to hold both. The infinite above. Belly, chest expanding. The rooted below. Shoulders softening. Whispering to yourself, I belong to both. Inhale, slow rising, expanding, spaciousness. The exhale, feeling secure, grounded, and a sense of belonging. We'll now enter our 10-minute quiet sit. Just 10 minutes of silent observation. And if it feels right, you can continue to slowly alternate your gaze. Sometimes looking up, and sometimes gazing down. Or you soften your eyes and simply sit between the two. And allowing the sensations of scale and perspective to settle into your body. And to evoke that feeling of awe or wonder, you might want to ask yourself, how do I feel when I remember how vast the sky is? How do I feel when I remember how vast the sky is? There's no right or wrong. It's just an invitation to let the vastness of the sky evoke a feeling inside. And then if it's interesting to you, you could also ask yourself, how do I feel when I reconnect with the groundedness of the earth? And it might be helpful to touch the earth with your hands or your feet. And allowing that feeling to arise inside of you. What do I feel like when I notice my connection, gravity pulling me down to the earth? And what changes when I hold both perspectives at once? The spaciousness of the sky, the groundedness of the earth, and here I am. If If you find that that is too much thinking, then just simply return back to your breath and to the feeling mode of just letting the spaciousness of the sky enter into your being through your eyes, or the groundedness of the earth enter into your being through your feet or the places of your body that touch the ground. We'll be here for just a little short of 10 minutes. You'll be hearing a hoo hoo owl sound that'll call you back. What do I feel like when I turn my attention to the sky? No thoughts, just the feeling. What does it feel like if I turn my attention to the earth? Woo, woo. Woo, woo. Slowly invite some movement back in your body, maybe rolling your head a little or shrugging your shoulders. And as we close, then take one hand and place it on your heart, and the other hand, place it on the ground beside you. Feel the connection between your heart and the earth. And then take your hard hand and open it so the palm faces up toward the sky. Then feel into the connection above and below. Notice your body as the bridge between those two vast realms. And repeat silently to yourself, I am part of the vast sky. I am held by the living earth. I belong. I am part of the vast sky. I'm held by the living earth. I belong. Then take your hand back onto your heart and take one last slow breath, anchored in wonder. To think of yourself being held here in this very moment. Maybe the impossibility of it all. And then give yourself another weather report, like in the beginning, kind of just checking in with yourself to see whether anything has shifted. When you're ready to return to your day, maybe you can decide to take that spaciousness or any of the feelings that were invoked with you. And I want to close with the words of Rainer Maria Rilke. He says, "How surely gravity's law, strong as an ocean current, takes hold of even the smallest thing and pulls it toward the heart of the world. Each thing, each stone, blossom, child, is held in place. Only we, in our arrogance, push out beyond what we each belong to for some empty freedom. If we surrendered to Earth's intelligence, we could rise uprooted like trees. Instead, we entangle ourselves in knots of our own making and struggle, lonely and confused. So, like children, we begin again to learn from the things because they are in God's heart. They have never left Him. This is what the things can teach us: to fall, patiently to trust our heaviness. Even a bird has to do that before he can fly. Patiently trust our heaviness. Even a bird has to do that before he can fly. So thank you very much for practicing and sitting together. Typically in a group, I would open the conversation and ask, what did you notice? So if you noticed something that you want to share, please feel free to add that on the notes below. Just a comment to let me know how this experience is settling in with you would be great. Otherwise, I hope that you'll join us again for next week's contemplation of the unexpected guest and finding awe and wonder in the surprise and in the impermanence. Until then, much love.